Z-Dead, 2024 quarter-finalist at Los Angeles International Screenplay Awards, and now, 2024 quarter-finalist at the Santa Barbara International Screenplay Awards. That's 2 quarter-final finishes for Z-Dead. Z-Dead takes place in 2037 at Mount Dragon Ski Resort, where a Navy SEAL, local stoners, and international female snow sports team work together to fight back against the zombie horde in Cowtown, armed with the Cure, a strain of marijuana called #SlyGuy. Screenplay now available to be optioned. Please contact Cyrus Emerson by email. CyrusEmerson@hotmail.com.
West Coast Milblogger, with the latest news and conflicts around the world, shaping your reality.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of West Coast Milblogger. I'm your host, Cyrus Emerson. From A to Z has exciting news. It's already sharing with UK musical talents Ren and Charlie XCX. Z-Dead has now placed as a quarterfinalist at the Santa Barbara International Screenplay Awards. That's 2 quarterfinal finishes, as mentioned in the new Sizzle Reel remix on YouTube, featuring the soundtrack for the movie, in order of appearance, in the comments section. Now our AI correspondents report on World War III, 3 assassination attempts, and America on Defense.
World War III. West Coast Milblogger has said a third world war has already started. Please explain the front lines taking shape around the world. WCM has been covering the war in Ukraine since it began. The company's producer worked for a CBS affiliate at the time, planning breaking news coverage events for weeks, until Zelensky addressed Congress asking for weapons, and weapons. After breaking news of this new war post-pandemic, it receded in the mainstream while slowly building momentum on From A to Z's business blog until there could be no more talk of a hemp revolution. Only the war in Ukraine could be the thing for a new generation. Of course, Ukraine remains the center of World War III. The Axis powers being Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China. Unpacking this statement, Russia isn't shy about being a powerful aggressor on the global stage. Iran is reeling without nuclear weapons and second-hand technology because of Western and Russian arms dealers being worried about the consequences of selling their best equipment to the Arab nation. North Korea now stepping up its game to fight in Europe and in Asia. China is a queen that can be black or white on a chessboard. For now, Chinese Dragon meditates on all possible moves to strike a decisive blow against America or Russia to protect itself from nuclear war while maintaining economic growth.
3 assassination attempts. Share how recent possible assassination attempts paint a picture of global conspiracy for political domination. Last week, Trump suffered a 3rd possible assassination attempt in California. While this attempt, in hindsight, shows what happens when the police get ahead of the criminal, with some believing it to be just a man with a gun, there is a possibility of future developments. Then Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife were almost killed on Saturday. This latest drone strike seen as retaliation for an Israeli drone strike against Hamas's leader, now dead. In his speech against the new axis of evil, Netanyahu once again left out the Kremlin even after the discovery of advanced Russian weapons in Hezbollah's possession. YouTuber Denise Davidov attributes this to Iran not being a nuclear power. A 3rd possible assassination attempt running under the radar at the moment, one of the Putins. West Coast Milblogger maintains that original Putin died in his home in December of 2023, as reported by the FSB. At this time, a cadre of Putins are acting as the face of leadership for the dictatorship, while most likely Shoigu actually controls the government. Back to the point, one of the Putins is suffering itching sensations. This is after a suspected MI6 operation to poison the despot in retribution for similar attacks on UK soil back in 2018. While it seems as if this Putin will live, the new itching sensation could last for years, acting as proof of which Putin is being filmed or pictured, since other Putins do not suffer from the same affliction. The global conspiracy being Trump, Netanyahu, and the Putins are working together politically to control the levers of power for all humanity in a way that's never been done before at scale. They're publicly escalating for private negotiations.
America on defense? Tell us how recent drone surveillance in the U.S. could be the Pearl Harbor trigger, forcing the nation to enter this new global war. The recent swarms of drones above U.S. military sites containing top secrets remains a mystery. This information becoming more readily available now after almost a year of silence in the media. These drones didn't attack. They just flew over sensitive areas, much like the Chinese balloon that made national headlines before being shot down by an F-22. One report said the drone swarms were released from a mothership. This technology seen in Ukraine as the Russians have made advancements in their drone technology. Russian involvement theory gains more support as the foreign actor hypothesis includes submarine origin launches, with all known base locations being on U.S. coastal lands. If one excludes tourists and adversaries, then another, more sinister culprit begins to emerge from the darkness: false flag. Yes, this supervillain who remains at large after 9/11 has found a way to make its presence felt without being an alien. One must remain cognizant of a test flight for advanced technology being created by the military-industrial complex itself. This does not exclude the possibility of self-inflicted wounds as subterfuge for involvement in global war, where Israel and Ukraine would then find a bridge of support for each other. Unless Trump wins? Maybe then America, Israel, and Russia would be friends? History in the making, 1 week at a time.
Halloween approaching.
From A to Z has exciting plans for hashtag Halloween 2024. As already announced, our Star Wars fan film is being released in its entirety on Patreon this Halloween for free. This is one of our most successful YouTube projects to date, with hundreds of unique, unsolicited views. Also, From A to Z is releasing a Halloween chill lo-fi song to listen to on repeat with Pumpkinhead pictures from the company's headquarters. And of course, a new Halloween story as a video short is in the works. We hope you enjoyed this episode of West Coast Milblogger. Remember to subscribe, like, and share on the many platforms this show is now available on. Keep it safe out there, and see you next week.